Hi, welcome back to Watches Oliver Smith. Today we're going to talk about the history of the green Rolex. And George is very excited.
I'm very excited
before
for
we
this
get
one, yeah.
started,
Yeah.
I want to talk about what we're wearing today. Today I'm wearing a blue on blue sub, two-tone sub. That was my first anniversary gift from my wife, and I just celebrated my 33rd anniversary with my wife. So
cannot believe she survived that long.
yeah,
That's insane,
exactly.
dude.
As you know, I like diving watches, and this watch is a great diver's watch. It's really kind of from my era with the bright colors, and they're not really collected as strongly as the steel watches we're going to talk about today. Because
steel. That's the Rolex credo. But I coming up at my age, I remember when that watch was the watch to have in New York. Like you were nobody unless you had that watch. So I think it's got its due. It's coming up here real shortly.
And I remember my first store in 1985, getting a few Italians coming in looking for Daytonas.
If you want to collect watches, follow the Italians.
And now the Italians are wearing two-tone watches. So
Yep.
Don't tell me I didn't tell you that.
They were collecting Daytonas before we even knew what they were.
So you can get this for half the price of what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and then
George, what do you
I
got?
am wearing this absolutely spectacular, they call it the 666. It is the 16660 Sea Dweller. This one's from 1984, so it actually has the surrounds on the dial. The lume is really starting to get this great kind of patina to it, and then the dial is what I call a stardust dial. It's just starting to go to this really cool tropic. So the next guy who owns this watch is really going to enjoy watching this one come into its own.
It's got a great patina on it. All right,
moving
forward.
What
are we going to talk about today?
Okay, we are going to talk about the history of the green Rolex. Now, for those of you who are uninitiated, and frankly, if you're watching this channel, you're probably initiated and you know this already, but green means 50th anniversary. So in 2003, Rolex decided to do an anniversary Submariner. So 1953 to 2003, and this is one of the finest examples I have been able to find of a 2003 original early serial, flat 4, all the goodness. They call it the Kermit. So I'm gonna do a triple unboxing today, which is a little unusual as well, but I'm excited. This one's gonna be fun.
Did you watch Sesame Street when you were growing up?
I did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this one here is original box, original papers, very, very little wear. But this is a Y series Kermit. Fantastic shape. I'm actually a little scared to touch this one. It has what we call a flat 4, which means if you look at the 4 on the bezel, it's a little truncated at the top and it has this flat portion. They only did that for the very, very early ones, but this is just about the finest example I've seen. Complete, all the way down to the bezel protector.
And this flat 4 is so subtle.
It's so subtle.
The difference between the other ones that we'll see.
And you'll find moving through the Rolex thing, it is these little differences in wording and position that can actually really, really affect the value of the watch.
Right.
This is everything you want in a Kermit.
Right.
So moving forward, this was done from 03 till about 2010 or so. And then Rolex went to the maxi cases and the maxi dials and really kind of maxed all this stuff out, gave the watch shoulders and ceramic bezels. So now we have what we call the Hulk. This is in every way the modern Submariner. The main differences, though, are going to be right at the shoulders of the watch. Now, these are both 40 millimeter watches, but they wear very differently. This maxi case, if you notice right here on the two watches, they took this subtle curve and really flattened it out and made it a much larger wearing watch. Bracelets are the same size, for good or for bad, but then they added a ceramic bezel as well as a green dial. So you have this all green, hence the Hulk. Yeah, the Hulk is big and green and angry.
Four-liner on the bottom down
Still a four-liner on this one, yep. There really weren't a whole lot of variants there. People talk about different years having subtle color variations on the bezel. Frankly, my old eyes don't see it like they do. But that is the watch that everybody held on to. It was discontinued this year. So values have absolutely skyrocketed on this piece. It was not 6 months ago. This was a $16,000 watch. Now they're asking between $22,000 and $26,000 for them. So it's just one of those things. Big spike in the market right now. Everybody wants one. Everybody's trying to get one. The minute something gets discontinued, especially in the steel Rolex, it just goes on fire. But this got discontinued because they completely redid the Submariner. They have the Submariner 41. And I am very proud to have the first one. I'm actually like shaky right now. This is the new 41 millimeter, what we're referring to as the cermit. So this is the new
ceramic Kermit.
Ceramic Kermit.
Cermit.
So here you can really see the differences. A lot of people were concerned over the 41 millimeter. They didn't feel a need to make the Submariner larger. And in fact, they didn't. They reshaped it. Where they took all the curvature out of it here, they re-added it here.
Yeah, it makes the bezel look bigger.
Correct,
right.
and it's a round watch again. For years and years, it got this really squared look to it, and they brought back the sexy curves that are a Rolex.
And the black dial looks even more distinct than this one.
Correct.
The first one.
Now, they say these two colors are the same. I think that the dial colors change it to my eye.
Yeah.
They look a little bit different to me, because what they did was they brought back the original proportions. You can see it really well right here. They thinned the lug slightly, but more importantly, they widened the bracelet to bring this all back. And it actually, in effect, does wear a little bit smaller than the Hulk, which was really, really surprising.
Right, and this, you can see the difference between the flat 4 and the pointed 4.
Correct, and then of course the aluminum bezel versus the ceramic. So it's up to you guys.
It's really great to have 3 of them here at once.
Offered all 3. Which one would you take? I know what I would take. I know what Mike would take. I know which one would you take?
Oh, I'd take the new one.
Yeah.
I like that color combination.
I'm on the list.
Really
I'm
nice.
not going to get the phone call. Personally, all day long, I'm old school. Especially this one, it's just in such good condition. It was just crazy.
Yeah,
Ryan would go that guy,
find.
no problem. But yeah, just so excited to be able to show these 3 to you guys.
These are great, George.
These are
Thanks
great.
very much.
Yep.
Appreciate you following us on Watches Oliver Smith. Stay tuned for our next broadcast.
Thanks guys.
A lot.
Appreciate it.